In our next session, we will hear from the Australian Capital Territory and how they're handling some of the internal challenges against open data. Please welcome to the stage Christo Norman.
Green. Right, Dick. Thanks for that, Marcus. I realise I'm just before lunch, so I'll try and be as quick as I can, respecting that we've been going a bit over time. I would like to start off by stating something that I've heard a lot when I've been working with people across government, and that is that open data sucks. People tell me that it creates more work for them. People tell me that it makes them more accountable. And why do I want to be more accountable? It's going to make my life hard, right? And to be honest, we've been struggling with this as an issue, and we've been trying to figure out what we're meant to be doing to fix it. Maybe we're coming at it from a different angle from you guys as well. So, we have different drivers from you guys. So, for example, in Australia, we think, as a rule, that we can trust our government. We think that our government is trustworthy, that we don't really need to have the same degree of oversight that you guys appear to often have over your own jurisdictions. So transparency isn't one of the issues that we can really use as a driver to bring across the value of open data. And another driver that people often have, and I was hearing this yesterday a few times, and Bristol in particular picked it up, and that was that in times of economic hardship, open data makes sense. You know, your jurisdiction is really struggling with money, the budgets are being slashed. I know, we can use open data as a way to continue having good service delivery to our community. Well, we've got money, so it's not really an issue for us here, for us in Australia. So we don't have those drivers. We don't think that people need open data to demonstrate transparency, and we don't have cost as one of the drivers for us. So it's been really hard to figure out how we can actually push the value of open data across government. Now, it's not as if we haven't been trying. We started off and going, yeah, open data, it's a great idea. Let's drive it by developing a policy. I mean, we're all bureaucrats. It's pretty good, right? It's easy to write a policy. We've created a policy that says open data is a good idea, that open data is going to benefit the community. It's something we should do, that we should be proactively publishing all our data sets. People have been fighting it. We've got a chief minister which is a bit of a cross between a state governor and a city mayor, and he's pretty tech savvy, and he thinks that open government is a good idea, but still we've been struggling. We've also got a really good product the tools to do it. We've been with Socrata now since 2011, so we've been using the Socrata platform for ages. We've got the kit, we've got the wherewithal, but what we haven't had is the drive. And so we thought about this for a while, and we've thought, you know what the problem with open data is? Open data, people don't have skin in the game with open data. You talk to the business owners, they don't have skin in it. In fact, they've got the opposite. They've got skin in the game, all right, to make sure that open data doesn't work for them. So we've been thinking about this, and we've been trying to figure out ways to make it so that they do have skin in the game. And how are we doing this? Well, we've started thinking about it, and we've decided that we're going to go primal on them. We're going to go right down to basics. Tell me, just a quick show of hands, how many people here know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Yep, so that would be about 99.9% of you. So you know how Maslow talks about being able to meet the base needs of an individual before they can reach self-actualization? Well, we think the same holds true for open data. We think that before you can fully realize the value of open data to the community, you first need to demonstrate the value within government itself. So you need to get primal. And for us, that means that the first level, if you replace Maslow with open data, is to make the life of the data owner easy. You need to think WIFM. I don't know if WIFM's a phrase you guys are familiar with here in the US, but in Australia, WIFM is what's in it for me. As a data owner, I want to know what's in it for me. So Instead of talking to people about open data now, I'll give you an example of something that we've done recently, and that's I went and talked to the territory and municipal services that we've got in Canberra, and we saw that every month, and I'm sure this rings true to all of you, every month they have a number of data owners, they extract data from their databases, then they go, okay, I'll massage that data into a report that looks good. I know, PDF looks good. And then I'll email that new report to the communications team, to our webbies, and they will then schedule that, and then they will post it. Elapsed time, 3 to 5 days every month. Amount of effort required for those various data sets to be massaged, between 5 and 10 hours. Amount of drudgery and boringness that they do every month, really high. So we didn't talk about open data to them. We said, hey, we can make your lives easier. We can automate this data extraction. We can make that really easy. The report, we got you covered. All you need to do is to show us the sorts of formats that you need, and you can create your own report here. And to load it to the website, man, easy, no problem. In fact, it's all going to be automated, so you never need to worry about this again. So we made their lives easier, and actually, by association, we found that we also made them look better too. So all of a sudden, they were able to go to their manager and say, hey boss, look, I've got this great new process. All of a sudden, I don't have to do these things. The number of errors that we're putting out are dropping, and now I'm enjoying work more, a little bit more. And now I've got time to do some of those other things that you've got as my priorities. We didn't talk about open data, though, at all in any of that. So that was our first level. That's our first base layer. Our second layer isn't about the individual within an organisation, within the jurisdiction or government. It's about the organisation itself. Let me tell you something crazy. We've got a department with 2 groups in it. Well, it's more than 2 groups, but I'll reference these 2 in particular. One of them finds it easier to get information, not from their colleagues across the corridor, but they'll go to the Commonwealth of Australia, the federal government, to get that data instead. Why? Well, because it's easier. There's these natural silos that have been created over time. And that's a problem. So we've then talked to our Director Generals and said, look, we've got this problem with all these data silos, and we think we can help solve them for you. So we're now helping them automate that the publication of those data sets so that it can be used for federal reporting and making it accessible to anybody within government at all. So first of all, we've helped the individual. Then we've helped the organisation itself. And only then can we start thinking about helping the community. And you know what? In fact, we don't need to worry about the community, is what we've discovered. Sure, we've run hackathons and had programmers in, and they've developed apps and things like that. But what we've realised is that when we're focused on the lower 2 foundations, that happens by default. I'll give you a really, really quick example. We've had one of our volunteer communities, they were looking at the burgeoning number of data sets that we've got that came out of TAMS, our municipal services that I mentioned earlier. And they went, hey, look, that's great, we can use this. They've then developed their own apps. They've used our APIs to plug into the data sets that we've got. And now, for the volunteer community across Canberra, there's a wealth of data that they've got. They can tell when the toilets, where the toilets are and when they're open. They can see the quality of our sidewalks. They can see where the local dog parks are. They've got a whole wealth of information that has been exposed. None of that information was exposed for open data's sake, though. It was exposed as part of an overarching process to improve our data management practices. It was exposed because the organisation found it better to do it than to not do it. It wasn't because we wanted to be more transparent. It wasn't because we thought we wanted to be more accountable. It wasn't even because we cared about the community particularly. But the community was able to help itself, and the community was able to do it by default. So just in closing, For me, I'd like to see people go away and think not how we're going to create another great hackfest. I'd like to see people go away from this and think, with them, how am I going to help those data owners? And how am I going to help the organisation for which I work? And once I've done that, then I know I'll have helped the community at large. Thank you.